So, I mean, I was very much frustrated, unfortunately, with the medical care that I have been receiving for several years. Not that people weren't trying, but they just didn't have the resources to figure out what was going on with my condition. So it's nice to have a resource outside of the traditional medicine that can sometimes figure out things that are going on where traditional medicine really can't figure out and provide help for. You know, I've definitely, over the last 3 years, have gone after, one test after another test after another, and it's just been so frustrating to, hear, on the one hand, it's nice to say, oh, the test is normal and nothing's wrong with you, but, your gut instinct says, something is wrong, and so it's very frustrating to go through test after test and feel like there's nothing that you can do and just exist with your symptoms. It's really difficult. So to feel like someone is actually willing to spend the time and listen to you and dig deeper and find out what really is going on has really restored me to health, which has been wonderful. So a little over 3 years ago, I began to get sick with some symptoms that really people couldn't seem to fit together. During that time, I saw well over 10 doctors and had too many tests to count. And really all the tests came back negative, and they just kept on telling me that really nothing was wrong with me. So to a certain extent, I learned to just live with it because I didn't really know what else to do. But it really did begin to wear on me, both physically and mentally, because I didn't really understand how I could feel so sick and really nothing be wrong with me. So I really did begin to doubt my own instincts and intuition, but things really did just seem to get worse and worse, to the point that a few months ago I really got to the point where I could no longer work, I couldn't drive, really had a hard time functioning. So a friend of a friend told me to come see Dr. Ward, which I did, and she really did listen like no other doctor had before. And she was able to figure out that I had an infection that no one was able to pick up on. So I began starting with treatments, and within a relatively short period of time, I began to get well. So it was pretty amazing. So to say I recommend Dr. Ward is a complete understatement, because not only did she give me back my health, she gave me back a sense of confidence in my own intuition and faith in what I was experiencing and feeling. So I can definitely say thank you. So, I mean, I've gone from one test to the other. I mean, I've had lumbar punctures, I've had CAT scans, I've had MRIs, I've had operations where I've been under sedation, which actually made me sick for a couple days, to have endoscopies. I mean, I've been poked and prodded from everywhere. So, I mean, I got to the point where I just, couldn't do any more tests, so to speak, and I really did want to do something different. And I wanted somebody to look at my condition in a different light and with a different perspective. So that's what I've really gotten here. So I've done supplements for both adrenal support, thyroid support, and liver support, and just nutritional support, because, probably some of the problem is that, with this infection, it really has depleted my body for so many years that killing the infection obviously was useful, of course, but I needed to build my body back up after that long as well. So that's been good. I mean, some of the clearings were, I mean, I don't really know exactly how they sort of impacted me directly, but like I was having tachycardia for a long, long time, and no one could figure that out. And after some of the clearings, that went away. I was able to get off medications that I'd been on for a long time. So yeah, it was very interesting. So 15 IVs. And actually it was interesting because even within the first 3 or 4, I began to feel a lot better. I mean, I got to the point where I was basically in bed all day prior to that. And within the first 3, I felt significantly better. So it was pretty amazing. To sort of have this experience and be able to realize that there is a different way about thinking of illness and wellness and your health, and there's certainly much more options out there than traditional medicine. Obviously provides a significant role, and that's a good thing. But there's some times where traditional medicine really can't provide what's needed for your well-being. So I think it's important to realize that there's alternative out there. I mean, if I didn't find Dr. Ward, I mean, I can't imagine where I would have been at this point. I probably still wouldn't be working. So I mean, it's important for people to know that there is alternatives out there.